Hello, the one and only Xylophony here with another ARK Survival Evolved Dossier. Now here we have another sea creature being added, the anglerfish. So this is obviously something that does exist in today's aquatic life, but of course, it has the ARK twist to it, so it's much bigger, more scarier, and, well, kind of useful. Especially for when it comes to, trying to gather things from the ocean floor. Now this guy is a carnivore, but he supposedly only eats smaller things, smaller fish, so I don't think humans will have to worry, but I guess it really depends on how big these guys are. Judging by the size of them in the picture, I think we might be okay, but I don't know, maybe humans are just small enough for them to reach out and chomp on. So that could definitely be very entertaining, and it looks like to ride them, you just grab onto them and they swim? I'm not entirely sure because it does say they can be saddled, so we will have to see. Either way, they'll be great for gathering, obviously pearls and oil from the bottom of the ocean when, if it's at nighttime, you just absolutely cannot do that. You will not be able to see, and even at some points it's a little hard during the daytime if it gets foggy or something. But I think this guy would be pretty cool. Anyway, in the wild, whether it's the size that's caused by adaptation to the island's other inhabitants or crossbreeding with another larger species, Melanocetus anglerpescum is the largest form of anglerfish I've ever heard of. Typically found only among the deepest, darkest expanses of the ocean, this creature preys on smaller fish while being an excellent source of food for larger predators. Melanocetus has an array of bioluminescent light pods at the end of stalks on its head. Like typical anglerfish, it primarily uses them to attract smaller fish and trick them into coming close enough so the Melanocetus can consume its prey. This often makes the Melanocetus itself relatively easy to spot among the briny depths. Okay, so obviously it uses that as a hunting mechanism for smaller fish, but it'll definitely make it more of a target for these larger predators. Obviously a megalodon will have no trouble whatsoever eating this guy, even a plesiosaur, or if a mosasaur is added by the time this guy's added, it will definitely be a food source to all of them. And I can't see him being a super fast fish, but I don't see him being the slowest thing either. So that'll definitely be very interesting. But the best part about this guy is I think this is going to be one of the easiest things to find to tame in the water. Because obviously they light up down there, so that just means it's a beacon that you can just go right to. You'll see them, and then you can go trying to tame one. So that'll be very effective. Anyway, once you tame them, when domesticated, exploring the depths of the ocean can be difficult. The cold, the lack of air, and the shocking absence of light combine to make travel very dangerous. A tamed anglerfish can use the natural light at the end of its stalks to illuminate the depths, making exploration not only safer, but more lucrative. Furthermore, these luminescent nodules can be harvested to create long-lasting organic light emplacements for surface dwellings. What? We're getting, their stalks, and we can put them on walls to light up? So pretty much we're getting glow sticks that we chop off of these anglerfish. That is one of the weirdest things they're adding to the game yet, but it's also pretty interesting. I like it. Just because it's, something besides electricity and besides having a torch set up. Now it says long lasting, so I don't know if it's going to be permanent, but I assume it means it'll be longer than, setting up a standing torch. Now, whether this will be mountable to a wall or it'll have to be stuck into the ground, not entirely sure yet. But I think you may also be able to hold this, and it'll have the same effect as a torch. Now, obviously, if you don't have one of these guys tamed and with you, and you're holding one of those underwater, it'll be very useful to help find things if you're, say, on an ichthyosaur. So it'll just make things easier like that. So overall, this guy is probably going to be very useful if, not only if you tame him, but if you just harvest him for his, glow stalks, I'll call them. Yeah, glow stalks. That sounds like a great way to call it. Anyway, I've always liked the anglerfish. I think actually I drew a anglerfish painting or something. I guess painted it in art school in sometime a very, very long time ago. Well, art class, not art school. Art class in school. And that was one of my favorite paintings I ever done. Very artistic. Good stuff. So I definitely have some memories with this guy, but let me know what you guys think. Maybe you are a fan of him just from his cameo in Finding Nemo, and this one looks even scarier than that. But of course, leave a comment on what your overall opinion is of this guy. Leave a like, and I will see you next time.